and happy. It's hump day.
Yes.
It's hump day. The camel. I'm Maria Marshall with Westwood Real Estate Group, and I'm hoping that you are enjoying my videos, and I'm going to get a little more in depth, and I've got my favorite title rep, Holly Applegate, here from Old Republic Title.
Thank you.
I've known her for ever.
About 25 years.
Yeah. Because when I went to, because I was in real estate in the 90s, and I went to Texas, and then I came back, and I ran into you at a meeting, and we're like, hey, and she's like, hey, and so, you know.
Here we are.
But this is backwards, and even if I do this, it doesn't in escrow. So I'm going to take you guys through all of the behind the scenes thing of what goes into from picking out a property to actually giving the keys. And one of the services that we use is title. And what does that even mean? I mean, what's a title and why do we need it? And that's why she's here. She's going to explain it to me.
Great questions. So, Maria, when your client's offer was accepted, then they're going to open escrow, and the escrow officer will order a preliminary title report from the approved title company per the contract. And then the title company will compile a concise report that'll show the buyer, the seller, the escrow, the new lender, if there is one, what the vested ownership is, property tax status, if they're current, if they're delinquent, if there is a HERO or a PACE loan on the property, if there's solar
talk about those
on the property as well, any open loans, and then any liens or judgments that may have been recorded directly against that seller that would affect the property. So again, that's preliminary, that's just kind of in the beginning. And then by the close of escrow, the escrow officer and the title officer are communicating to eliminate the items that the new buyer, new lender will not have responsibility for. So that's
so basically we're insuring for the buyer, and this is something that the seller pays for, that a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, somebody doesn't come over and say, hey, guess what, we have a second on this property, give us the money, you're the new owner, right? That's one of the main things to do. And so this is all stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And what I love about Holly is not only is she a great friend and she's super fashionable, look, we're red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Excuse me, is that while we were, so this particular property had multiple offers. And my buyer was going to actually fix it up and move in. I think there's a lot of flipping going on, right? Because it's lucrative. Some people don't know really how to do it, though. We can talk about flips some other time. He was actually going to move into the property, fix it up and move in, teach his sons the trade of fixing up a house, and that really felt good to the seller. So we were trying to make our offer shine a little bit, trying to push it forward a little bit. And so what the other agent suggested was, how about if you pay the
documentary transfer tax?
Documentary transfer tax. You know, there are people who build the bridges, and there are people who make them pretty. You don't want me building your bridge. This is why I find your house, hold your hand, she makes sure it's clear title, we have somebody to do the escrow, all these other things we're going to talk about. But I had heard the term, I kind of knew what it was, but because I trust her to handle that, I didn't really know what it was. So I said, oh sure, we'll pay that. Meanwhile, I'm texting Holly, how much did I just say that my buyer was going to pay? And then she, and what is it? And I took a picture of the purchase contract of where I was supposed to check. She goes, yes, that's the one. And then I said, but is there any city tax? And she said, what city is it? And literally within minutes, she got back to me and let me know that there were no city taxes. So I was clearly able to say to the buyer, it's going to be this much money. If you're willing to pay that, plus for the dumpster, which he was willing to do, then they will take your offer. And they were just really happy that that they're going to enjoy the home. And there's one more thing I wanted to ask you, because the seller's agent sent over something called a trust. Okay, so the man's still alive, but he's ill.
Okay.
So there's a trustee handling this purchase for them and signing everything.
Right.
And so we had to sign something that said that was okay. So does that affect the title in any way? I mean, is there something else? Can there be any surprises with somebody else selling the house for them?
It sounds like the property's held in a trust, And because the original trustee is either incapacitated or
Yes.
deceased, then the trust starts kicking into action, and the successor trustee
That's what it was.
is now
Successor
acting on
trustee.
behalf of the
Okay.
trust.
Gotcha.
The title company requests a copy of the trust because we need to know who has the power to transact and who's also a beneficiary. You know, once this property sells, who else is entitled to proceeds from this transaction to make sure that nobody's left out?
And let me tell you, I've been on the other side of a trust situation where there was a will and not a trust, or a trust and not a will, and you know, the daughter moved in with the boyfriend and was stealing grandma's meds. I mean, it was not pretty. And so we had two sisters who were at odds, and it's just very, very helpful to hold everybody's hand and make sure that people get what they're supposed to get, and that it's all legal and above board, because this is California.
Yes.
You know. So anyways, I just wanted to bring Holly here, and next I'm hoping to talk to Tracy over at International City
Yes.
Escrow, because she's a hoot. Can you describe her in any other way other than a hoot?
She has been doing escrow for so long, and
Sorry, I didn't put it on Do Not Disturb, and a text came in. Go on. She has been, and she's brilliant.
she has this laugh that no matter what's going on in a transaction, she just it assures you that everything will be okay.
Oh, I can't wait to tell you the best story I have with her, but I'll do it when she's on the hot seat here. But like my ex Tina Duke YouTube person told me I'm supposed to do, hit like and subscribe. Oh no, it was right hand down to the left side.
There you go.
You know, being blonde is a daily struggle. And if you hit the little bell, can ring my bell. Oh, she said not to do that either, because it's like, what do they call trademark of the song? But anyways, if you hit the bell, then you're going to get the next notification of when I talk to Tracy and when I talk to the inspector and all of that fun
Yes.
stuff. So thank you for coming in, Holly. And
Thank you.
like I said, she's the best. And you have to just trust that we know what we're doing, and there's such a big, huge team behind us
Yes.
to protect the sellers, don't get you sued, protect the buyers, don't get the property snatched away from you,
Right.
or something funny going on.
Absolutely.
Sound good?
Yes.
All right, high five, Holly. All right, we'll
Thank
see you next time.